Plus 11 on block. Plus 11 on block. Goes into flicker. You can't do anything. If you press, he blows you up and you die. He can loop it into itself. And he can also heat smash from flicker. So, yeah. And now it looks dumb because you're like, oh my god, he's putting his own characters in bottom 5. But the reality is we're still A+. That's what's so fucked up about Season 2. It's like everyone is so good. Except for that guy. What's up, guys? MainManSWE here, hoping you're all doing awesome as always, and MainMan is here with yet another tier list. This is just gonna be for fun. You know, Season 2 has been a little bit of a goddamn train wreck, and that's putting it in the most positive words I can use to describe Season 2. The emergency patch did a few things to make the game feel better to play, but the biggest problem right now with Tekken 8 is on a character basis. I don't know if you guys play ranked, but it is an absolute nightmare. It has never been sweatier. It has never been harder to rank up. There's a lot of Tekken talent out there. There's a lot of people I encounter. I don't recognize the names. Typically, and I've been playing for so long, I recognize most of the players I go up against. But now I quite often encounter randoms, people I haven't seen before, and they are so gifted at the game. Timing, mix-up, movement, like fundamental players. What makes me really sad, though, is the amount of tier whoring. It is just, it's insufferable. But it's a gaming thing. Gamers do this. They want to win, and if there's a shortcut, they'll take it. Dragunov is OP in Season 1. So when I play ranked in Season 1, Dragunov is everywhere. What happens in Season 2 of Tekken 8? Dragunov gets nerfed. And lo and behold, I go into ranked and Dragunov is nowhere to be seen. Who do I suddenly see instead everywhere? Lars. Leroy. Characters I'd never see before are suddenly everywhere. And why is that? Because those characters have gigantic buffs and they're kind of OP. And Dragunov is not busted anymore. He's just strong now. He's not busted. And it's just so tiresome to see this cycle repeat all the time. With these gifted and strong players who will just, at the slightest inconvenience and nerf, they'll just drop a character. And then who's broken now? That character. And it's a very tiresome environment to be in when you play ranked. But yeah, I'm just trying to say ranked is so fucking sweaty right now. So yeah, I'm going to try and make a tier list, but it's going to be mostly for fun. I'm not going to spend 3 hours on this. I know I always say that and when I do 3 hours, but today, you can bet your ass I'm not going to do 3 hours. It's very hard to take this season seriously. It's when they should have nerfed, they only buffed. Like, all of these characters who were, like, fun to play against in Season 1, while they gave all of those characters insanely oppressive tools with largely no counterplay. No counterplay. Season 2 is all about controlling your opponent and locking them down. Even more so than Season 1, which is quite the feat. If you want to be strong in Season 2, you need hyper-aggressive tools that lock down the opponent. And what many of these characters do now is actually that they throw a mix-up on your guard, the opponent, and even if you guess correctly and you block appropriately, you're again in the blender for another mix-up. So what do I mean with this? Lars, he's in heat. You block his low. You blocked a low. You are still in a mix-up. You block that low, there's a lightning spark, and now he's already doing the next mix-up on a low. Reina hell sweeps you, and now she's +6. You have to take the mix-up. Now she can do a homing axe kick that's mid, that used to be -5. You guessed correctly, you blocked appropriately. She lost her turn, not anymore. You block that, it's still her turn. She's +3. June will do the same to you. Steve will do the same to you. So many characters that used to be bearable like, are just, it's just a nightmare. And that's why I think, I'm so sorry, you're gonna think I'm downplaying my main. I don't think Kazuya is a good character in Season 2. He cannot compete with the characters that are going to be top tier. And I think top tier right now is Stan's Rushdown more than before, and creating situations where a mix-up immediately leads to another mix-up. Preferably attacks that have no counterplay. We have a May patch coming up. You know, I just hope for all of us that it's a good patch. But let's start ranking the characters. So before I hit record, I made this. It's so cool and appropriate. I made this category here below B. It's called Trash. And on purpose, I made it silver. Because of one character, he has silver hair. And all of his attacks are called Silver Cyclone, Silver Tail, Silver Heel. And I'm, of course, talking about our boy, Lee. He is by a mile and a half, and then an iceberg on top of that, and then the Titanic on top of that, the worst character in the game, in my opinion. And that's not to say that he doesn't have stuff. If you press into him, or if you're ever unsafe, he can really fuck you up. But if you're a top-level player, and you have strong defense and patience, Lee is done. Honestly, if you ever see Lee in a top 8, I'm gonna eat up one of my underwear. And I'm gonna eat 2 toilet paper rolls live on stream, god damn it. And then Alisa is, a lot of top players are saying Alisa is the best character in the game now. Unless you missed it, she has a wall combo that does, what was it, Backslicer? Is it 36 damage? She can put you on the wall, bound you there, and then she does up 3-4 where she flies up and she stomps the ground. That guarantees down to 4, I believe it is, and it's like the highest damage wall combo in the game. It's kind of similar to Kuma, although I'm unsure which one does the most damage. I'm just not sure Alisa needed that, considering how strong she is. They also buffed her Hell Sweep, and she also got horribly obnoxious infinity range, you know the drill, mid +7. She does from forward 3 when she flies in. She does a helicopter with her chainsaws, and it's super plus. Not a character I have labbed a tremendous amount, but some of the best players in the world are putting her top 1 for a reason. She was already super good in Season 1, and she seems to be only better now. She got some nerfs to Destruction Mode chainsaws, but they also gave her transitions she didn't have before. From that stance, she can now do forward 1+2 plus frames into forward 3 into helicopter or whatever the fuck she wants. And I'm gonna do them in order, I think. And I'm a little bit unsure of, arguably the most, I don't want to overuse this word, but kind of a toxic character. Everything that's wrong with Tekken 8 in one character. Launching 50-50, a debuff that, they nerfed chip damage, but she has a debuff which applies old school chip damage for gigantic amounts on you. Stance rushdown times 100. Gigantic damage. Combo length is absurd. She wields a bazooka where she can fire projectiles at you. She also has gigantic frames. The bazooka gives her a gigantic amount of reach. On her homing forward for 1+2 plus frames. She does vertical strikes with the bazooka. They're all +6 on block. Mix up, mix up, mix up, mix up. Strings, strings, strings. Cannot think of a more obnoxious character to play against. But it has to be said that she looks cool. She looks cool. I just don't know if she's S or A. I'm gonna put her in A now. She's still risky, though. She is still risky. Nina, I'm assuming, is still S, but it's very hard to get a gauge on the Nina community because they play politics. Arslan, I believe, said that Nina's dead. He's dropping her. The biggest nerf was forward 1+2 not being a heating gauge anymore. It's just a power crush now. And down forward 1-2 got some nerfs to its properties, but she still seems to be the same old Nina to me. And I believe they even buffed her while running 1+2. She still, to me, seems very strong. Yoshi got some really nice nerfs so that he's not top 1 anymore. They reduced his combo damage, his health regen was reduced, his kin tech trap is still there, but it's nowhere near as potent. It does not give 14 frames back to 2 anymore, that's very nice. They nerfed his 1-1, which was very nice. He also cannot loop forward 1+2 in heat anymore 50 times. It consumes a lot of heat now to get the pancake flip. And they nerfed the damage of a wall combo. All of this adds up to Yoshi, I think, not being like top 1 material anymore, but still very strong. Jin is an interesting character. He's seen a lot of nerfs. I much prefer Season 2 Jin to Season 1. Season 1 Jin can be played with free attacks, blindfolded, literally, not even a joke. You can't do that with Season 2 Jin. You have to be a little bit more sophisticated in your approach. He has much better combos, though, in Season 2. And their combos are much flashier, which I like. And his while running free into Zen mix-up is strong, but now it can be dealt with as it's +6 now. It's not +12. You know, Up for 2 was nerfed. 214 was nerfed. They're both -10 now. They used to be safe. Scourge is, of course, not... It doesn't do anything on counter hit anymore. You know, those were really big nerfs. But instead, he got a lot of stance transitions. And he got a heat attack, which I don't see Jin players use because it's so slow and steppable. I believe it's forward 1+2 into Omen mix-up. It's just not that good. He's still a god at the wall, but he did lose some distance on the heat smash, and he doesn't wall crush non-stop now at the wall. And they also nerfed, they removed the dive kick, stagger on the ground into guaranteed ground punch. But Jin, to me, still seems like a very strong character. It's just that he's just not here anymore. Like, giga dumb. Dragunov, I don't know if it's a hot take, but I'm gonna put him in A. He just got significant enough nerfs, in my opinion. Like, Sneak 4 does not hit grounded anymore. Sneak 4 is quite easily stepped now. Damage has gone down. Back 1+2 no longer knocks down into a hatchet. Instead, he gets a crouch throw, but that means that it's nowhere near as potent in his best situation, which is wall pressure. He got the pigeon roll mix-up, which he can access from down forward 1 and 2-1, right? Those are the transitions. So he basically rolls on the ground to the left or to the right, and it's very evasive, and then he can do like a 50-50 mix-up. He does like a snake edge that's launch punishable. Or he does a 2 button, which is -9 on block, knockdown wall splat. It's also tailspins and combos. But I just don't think you're going to see Dragunov anymore in tournament play, at least. I don't know what Atif Butt has said, but it's like, I suspect the Sneak 4 nerf alone and back 1+2 nerf make it so that people won't play him. Oh, right, and back for free doesn't launch anymore. That's a pretty big nerf, you know. Back for free doesn't launch anymore. Claudio is a tough one because some key buttons were nerfed, like Damak 1+2, it's -9 instead of -2 in heat. And back 1 got a significant damage reduction. It's also not -5 on block anymore, right? And he also got a chip damage reduction on while running too. Right, back 1 is -8. I almost remembered it. What he got in turn was a giga stupid guard break, forward free 2. If he has a token, Starburst, or he is in heat, you know, where you have infinite Starburst until the heat runs out, he can do that forward free into a fully charged guard break, where he gets a free 2 into wall splat, into like 55-60 damage. Oh, by the way, he has a new wall combo, so he does more damage on the wall, and the new wall combo gives him Starburst. You're put in a very unfortunate Season 2 blender with this guy. If he has you at the wall, he can threaten this guard break, and if you eat it, he does like 60 damage, and then same situation arises again, because the wall combo gave him Starburst back. So now he can yet again just guard break you. And if you try and sidestep, you know, back 1 shuts all your options down. Back 1. the awful thing about the guard break is that if he thinks you're not going to respect that guard break, he can let go of it early, and he takes no risk doing it. Because if you press and he counter hits you, you get wall splat. If you didn't press and you respected it, he's +1. Not only is he not unsafe, if he gets it incorrectly, he's not even minus, he's +1. So I don't know what the game designers were thinking. Like, what do you want us to do about this? I don't understand. So Claudio, as a very strong Claudio player said in my chat, he felt like in the neutral, outside of the wall gameplay, which Claudio has always been really good, he feels a little bit weaker. And I assume it's due to reduced chip damage, back 1 being a bit weaker, his DP being a bit weaker. Has to be said, back 3-3 is -10 now. It's not -12. But at the wall, he's stronger due to the guard break. And he was already so good at the wall. So I'm going to put him in S tier. Kuma... We're just going to talk about both of these now. I think Panda is definitely S tier from what I've seen. Rangchu has switched. He did the gender swap. So he's no longer Kuma. He is now Panda. This is because Panda can now do a new throw. So, you know, Xiaoyu jumps on your back, kicks you, and then gets a guaranteed follow-up? No, wait, she doesn't do that anymore. She does Wang's elbow into guaranteed launch. Panda can do a 15-frame startup throw. 15 frame is, of course, unseeable. That's as fast as a down forward, too. Panda does that throw. This throw cannot be broken. Panda jumps over you. And then on the other side, Panda gets 12 frames on you. So gets a guaranteed 4-2-1, which does quite a bit of damage. And if there's a wall behind you, will wall splat you. And then Panda has the best wall combo in the game. Well, Panda or Alisa, where she bounds and then she does down forward 1-2, 2, or 1+2, whatever, and then that guarantees anus. Panda anus, down 1+2, and it's just 1,000,000 damage. You launched Panda, took Panda to the wall, and now Panda wakes up at the wall. You now have to be ready for a throw that's unbreakable and that will wall splat you, even though Panda has her back towards the wall. Do you understand what I'm saying? You'll be a bit wary, even though you're in the superior position, you have Panda cornered. You still have to sort of duck quite a bit because there could be an untechable throw into wall combo. Panda also has, like Kuma from Hunting Stance, a down forward 1, which is, I don't want to miss anything here, so help me out, chat. Down forward 1 from Bear Stance is a long range, mid knockdown, homing, counter hit launcher that's -2 on block. Did I get it all? Oh, it's evasive as well. I think I got it. It's evasive as well. Sorry, now we have everything. Also, when Panda does sidestep 1+2, Panda slams like this. Like this, and it's a mid that goes into bear stance, and this on block is +6. And from bear stance has a 12-frame startup mid, just so you know. That goes into another, like, you know, charge up. If this move hits, the sidestep 1+2, Panda gets 12 frames, which means from bear stance, a guaranteed 1-2 for a total of 50+ damage and +6. And now, yet again, you have to take a mix-up. And on top of this, all of the dumb shit that was from before. So, have fun. Yeah, I mean, I don't know where Kuma ends up. He got his heat smash is no longer homing. You just need to be frame perfect to step it. It's still almost homing. It's just that in Season 1, it was legit homing. 100%. You can step it now, but it's like frame perfect. It's like trying to step King's Heat Smash. It's possible, but you're never gonna try to do it. Especially with online latency. You're just not gonna do it. But Electric was nerfed. It's still really good, though, especially with the charge up. I mean, Panda is better, but Kuma is still dumb as fuck. Victor... I don't know where to put Victor. In Season 1, like, clearly A tier, I think. He got his Expulsion nerfed. his chip damage is greatly nerfed due to the new system changes to chip damage, and that's a big deal for Victor. And then he got while running 1+2, which is a while running low, and then he got a lot of stance transitions. He's still a very good, easy, solid character. I just don't see a case for him being S tier, personally. Oi, 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 Clive. Clive Rossfield. His heat is broken as shit. The strings, how safe they are, the mix-ups they generate him, everything can be cancelled into Phoenix Shift 50-50 bullshit mix-ups. His heat guard break is cancer. His heat combos are 50 football fields in length. His neutral outside of heat is possibly the best in the game. I'm not going to explain every button, but it's like the reach with the sword, back 2 homing high, forward for 1+2, +4 on block, 50 damage mid on counter hit, Scorpion get over here, unblockable, pile driver, down 1+2, is a long range mid, knockdown wall splat, pancake flips, someone who's grounded, counter hit launcher, -6 on block homing. Yeah, that's right. I'm not exaggerating. That's the attack. Oh, have you seen Titan, his projectile? That's super fun to deal with in the neutral. I love it. And I like this character in Season 1. That's what's so funny about this. Great damage, decent enough poking, counter hit launching low and down back 4. The character is a nightmare. And also suffers from visual clarity more than any other character. When he starts swinging on you in heat, you're unsure where you are. Which one of the characters am I again? It's just, you know, it looks a little bit more like Soul Calibur. Feng Wei. This one is hard for me to gauge because I haven't spent a whole lot of time labbing, but he just still seems super good. I thought back 4 was nerfed. They made it... It went from -9 to -12, but then he got an extension on back 4 anyway. Back 4 2. Back 4 is a 12 frame homing mid. As that is an extension that's natural, mid-high. In heat, he can do back 4 into tornado kick. So he has an easier time applying his heat mix-up. And heat back turned 2 is yet again a launcher when he heat dashes out of it. They buffed the speed from of his core circle forward mix-ups. Core circle forward 2, core circle forward 1 are now unseeable. Unseeable mix-up. And he's just still such a complete character. Like, Feng Wei can do anything. Feng Wei is definitely S tier. Shaheen is a difficult one. He got a sort of busted low in down 1. +4 on normal hit, I think, and like +1,000,000 on counter hit, like +20. 24 or something. But I think the most notable thing about Shaheen is that he lost his heat loop, vortex loop, where he would chain his charge up guard break and then do 2 free into his sneak step. And then he would charge again and apply the same mix up, and it would just loop into itself until he ran out of heat. But he can't do that anymore because 2 free leaves you standing now. It doesn't, you don't fall on your ass. He doesn't get +1,000,000 again. That was actually a nice nerf. He's still a very good character, I think, Shaheen. It's just that he is more fair, I think. Law got significant nerfs. We can start with the plus stuff. Nunchuck 1+2. Anytime he lands it on you when he's in heat, he regains heat energy, which is pretty crucial because he can use it as a bound. And he can also use it after slide. So he regains heat, right? That's a pretty big deal. And it's quite a lot of heat, actually, he gets. But in terms of nerf, it's like insanely big nerfs, in my opinion. To the point where, what's the point of a character anymore? That's maybe taking it too far, because DSS is still an interesting mechanic. But holy shit! The amount of skill expression you've removed on this character. I don't know if it's the biggest example ever of dumbing down a character. It's like, it's either Jin or it's Law in Tekken 8, but I think it's probably Law now. For those of you who missed it, like, in any game prior to Tekken 8, starting with Tekken 4, low would do certain attacks, like 4-free or while standing 4, and now with very strict execution and timing, you would input back, forward, forward, to have him cancel into DSS stance. This was very hard to do consistently, but also doing it with such precise timing that he immediately, as soon as he was done with his attack, he would get an instant DSS. This took a lot of mastery to pull off. It was very difficult. It opened up like crazy ass combos that did so much damage. It unlocked brutal frames. For example, in Tekken 7, how some of the best lows in the world, like very few of them, they would pull off stuff like while standing 4, recognize it was a counter hit, and then flawless DSS into 3-4-4, which would launch the opponent. But it was like, those guys had like years of practice to do that. And then what happens with Tekken 8? DSS execution is completely removed. Any chipmunk can now do DSS. You now get DSS by just holding forward. So congrats, Bob, Billy Bob. You did while standing 4 and held forward, perfect DSS. You got the best frames immediately. But now it's Season 2, the boys at Panda and Namco are like, now that we've dumbed down the execution so much, can we really have payoff like this? I mean, we already nerfed 3-4-4 in that they no longer get a launch, but the boys, they still get a wall splat. He can still do while standing 4 into hold forward baby mode, a DSS, 3-4-4 wall splat. But now they're like, well, DSS is so brain dead now. Can this still be a thing while standing 4 counter it into DSS guaranteed damage? Nah, scrap it. The execution was so dumbed down that the developers over time realized it can't get payoff anymore because it's too easy to do. Don't you love that? So now, from a while standing 4 counter it, for the first time ever, Law gets nothing guaranteed. He used to get DSS forward 1. He used to get 3-4-4. It's all gone. Nothing is guaranteed. So now you just get frames. So all of those Law players who put in those years of practice, flush down the toilet. I'm not even a Law main, but it upsets me. It upsets me. And then they also made it so that his DSS forward 1 is no longer -9. You know, that's the mid-heat engager. It is now -10. So he eats a jab punish. That's a huge nerf. So Law, I would think, is quite a bit down the tier list with this. He's still solid, though. You gotta remember, like, online, you're still gonna get whipped by Laws, but yeah, he's down the tier list for sure. Bryan Fury. This is a fun one. For the longest time, I was thinking, which one is the strongest character? Is it Season 1 Bryan or is it Season 2 Bryan? Depends on your point of view. I think Season 1 Bryan is better. I mean, I don't even know where to start with Bryan. If you want to discuss, like, fucking up a character's identity. This character is about controlling space. And he's about testing the opponent's patience with counter hits. And he is about timing. And he is about not using a mix-up in terms of 50-50. Is it a mid or a low? He doesn't use that. So a very unique character. But they gave him a full crouch mix-up, which I still am a little bit at a loss for words as to why he got that. Why is Bryan using a crouch mix-up? Why does Bryan now have the option to, from a down 2 or back 1+2, end up in a crouch to apply that mix-up? I just don't understand. Do the developers play their own game? Do they know what this character is supposed to be? Sometimes I'm just wondering. So he got the new hatchet, that low. The game treats it like a heat smash, which means that you cannot low parry it, which is interesting. And it's -13 on block, used to be -12, does not wall splat anymore on counter hit. But it's still an absurd move. And then he got some other stuff like a back 1+2 +6 string, but it has no tracking. They really tried to do more with Snake Eyes, but he's got a dumb full crouch mix-up. But Season 1 Bryan is stronger, because Season 1 Bryan has the best thing, had the best thing in the game, which was Requiem. 5 meter unparryable mid-elbow that cannot be sidestepped. That's a heat engager and is a launcher when he's in heat. It just doesn't get better than that. It's just the definition of a god button, in my opinion. When he was in heat in Season 1, there was nothing you can do if he was standing 5 meters away from you. He would do a 5 meter unparryable mid-launcher. +5 on block, that cannot be stepped. And his core circle back one, even on normal hit, gave a soccer kick into Oki. Incinerator could not be sidestepped. Bryan's neutral was unbelievably broken in Season 1. It was the god neutral. That's gone. He now has to use homing buttons. He got a dumb full crouch mix-up, but he's not better than his Season 1 iteration, in my opinion. But I still am going to put him in S tier because of the sheer damage output of the character is still obscene, and he still has some of the best tools in the game in terms of counter hits. And then we have King. Honestly, seeing the Tekken Talk live, I was like, that's it. King is top 5. King is top 3. Because he has so much absurd shit. Wastening 2-2 Jaguar Sprint. Jaguar Sprint where he didn't used to Jaguar Sprint. Jaguar Sprint has more explosive damage now, more explosive options. Homing Giant Swing when he's in heat. Homing Muscle Buster. Homing Shining Wizard. The new string. 3-2-2 on the wall. Huge damage into another mix-up. Once you've eaten the full wall combo, he Jaguar Sprints into your anus. And you take another mix-up. And he has more combo damage now as well. Muscle Armor got nerfed. It got, rightfully so, but it got nerfed. I'm gonna put him in S tier. Yeah, I'm gonna put him in S tier. He still has down for 2-1, which is arguably the best mid in the game. His low poke, vote for neutral 2 is still super strong. I mean, homing Giant Swing. It's just too good. It's too good. Kazuya is painful to play right now. His biggest buff, people will say, oh my god, he's got a mid-homing now. Up for the one, he always had mid-homing and while standing free. He's always had mid-homing. He's always had Fujin Uraken. People actually believe sidestep 1+2 is a good move. I've yet to see a Kazuya use it. Kazuya's biggest buff, without doubt, the 2 biggest buffs, no, 3 biggest buffs, were Tailspin. This character did not need more combo damage, but the Tailspin gives him bigger combos in terms of combo length and in terms of combo damage. It adds a few points of damage, and it's all but replaced the 3-1 cancel. And then another huge buff is the way his heat works. He regains heat by doing down back 1+2 on hit. He regains heat by doing his normal wall combo, down for 3-4, 1-2. He regains heat. Arguably the biggest buff, in my opinion, is that when he now does anything involving Heaven's Gate, most notably Hell Sweep Heaven's Gate, it doesn't matter how little heat he has left when he does that. As soon as he comes out of it, he gains a little bit of heat back so that he doesn't exit Devil. So that as you wake up from that hard knockdown, you yet again have to take a Devil mix-up. Not a normal Kazuya mix-up, Devil mix-up. Probably the biggest buff, I think. But problems for Kazuya is that he has no way of locking you down. He has Patricide Fist, but it loses to stepping. Don't get me wrong, it's still a BS move. Kazuya in the Season 2 environment, you really feel that he doesn't have the iconic trademarks stance rushdown, or poking rushdown, or lockdown rushdown, or big panic buttons. He does in heat with Shikuei, but it's not the same as having it in your neutral state. And something you also really feel is the 20 extra HP. Because I really feel this when I play now, in that he has to win yet another interaction to close out the round. And it's always risky for Kazuya, because it typically means winning yet another 50-50, where I gamble with my entire health bar, because my poking is shit. And he also feels the chip nerf in that Kazuya got easy lockdown in Season 1, like the rest of the characters, with his 13 frame down back 1-2. He would dash out of that and get 17 damage on you blocking. But that's gone now. You don't get that chip damage anymore. So now you don't use that because you don't want to lose your heat. So he doesn't get that easy damage plus lockdown anymore. My hunch with Kazuya is that you will not see him in competitive play. You'll see Keisuke. You won't see anyone else play him. He feels as far from meta as you possibly could be. Because if season 1 wasn't aggression enough, it's season 2. Aggression is everything. And Kazuya can't keep up with the stance rushdown characters. And I also hear he was the last character of the entire roster to get a God of Destruction. And I think that's also telling. Downback 4 is strong though. Downback 4 is arguably the best low poke in the game. But it doesn't matter. You need stance rush down. You need strong jab strings. You need a strong down forward 1. You need mid. Mid is key in this game. Mid. Lock them down. Oh, speaking of lockdown, is it just me or is Hwoarang S tier now? Hwoarang was really slept on in season 1. I think too few people realized that arguably he had the best heat in the game. Any counter hit he does, and all of the options are safe. Pretty much, is including a safe fucking low. It all counter hit confirmed into flappy into 70% of your health bar. It sounds like I'm exaggerating, but I'm not. And they also gave him an initiation attack into right foot forward, motion switch, down forward 3, dragon lash. He jumps in with a hook kick, flying kick, +1 on block, homing heat engager. So now season 2, they nerf the damage of his 10 frame counter at launcher in heat. Standing 2, it now does 70% scaling. So it still does a lot of damage from a 10 frame, but you don't die anymore. Typically, when this character goes flamingo on you, say he holds up his right leg, the right knee towards you, right? Typically here, you want to step towards your right if you're player 2. You want to step towards his belly button, where he has the tattoo of Jin's face, doing this. So you want to step towards Hwoarang's belly to beat most of his options from the right flamingo. Backdash also good sometimes. Power Crush also good. So now we give him a low that beats all of that. He does Beck's old sweep. He goes down super low, super evasive, super long range sweep, homing. Plus, of course. Only -14 on block. Beats backdash, beats power crush, beats sidestep. Fuck you. This is also my favorite. Right flamingo, 4 free. Jumping double mid thrust kick. Boom, boom. Nothing you can do. Once you've blocked the first one, you're in it. You have to block the second one. And now he's +4. The counterplay is legit. After you block that, step to the right and hope he doesn't do anything that tracks you. That's the counterplay. Steve is probably also S tier. Basically, he's the old Steve, but with the bullshit outfox. You know, the Campo-est Campo of all time. Like, I'm gone. And then mid-launcher, he comes in. That's only -13 on block. Can be cancelled into itself. Outfox. Outfox. And of course, he can outfox, cancel into, what's it called? Sway. More evasive than Xiaoyu now. Almost. And that's not a fucking joke. Xiaoyu with blonde wig and a penis? And you have and Botox. And that guy. Oh, and everything now goes into Lionheart. And for some reason now, Lionheart 1, you know that safe homing mid? It wall splats now. So now when he goes into Lionheart, he has a guard break or a wall splatting mid. Yes! Yes! Finally! And also in Heat, he has a Heat Smash that he's allowed to do 3 times. So yeah, again, I want you to listen. He has a Heat Smash that he's allowed to do not once, but 3 times. Back 1 +2. That just jails on block. What, 50 damage? Wall splat? +11 on block. +11 on block. Goes into flicker. You can't do anything. If you press, he blows you up and you die. He can loop it into itself. And he can also heat smash from flicker. So, yeah. Reina. Best Mishima now or Jin. I don't know. I used to like Reina. I used to actually really like Reina. When a lot of people got annoyed at her, disliked her, I always defended her. She's so cute. Like the visuals, like the look, like that it's Heihachi's daughter, female Mishima done right. Angel was never cool. Animations are amazing. The toolkit, tool set, the move list is the richest ever on a newcomer. I think they really put all of their heart. They believed in their heart. They pressed X when they designed Reina. And I also liked that, as obnoxious as she could be with a rushdown, there was counterplay. So what did they do to Queen Reina? Damage amplification. 50 damage mid-wall splat in heat. Much higher combo damage. Much bigger combos. Already had big combos, but I'm like, okay. 50-50 in heat. She can now apply her old low heat smash multiple times because it's now a normal heat move. Okay, it's still launch punishable. And I'm like, okay, yeah. But that's season 2 in general. You know that 50-50 they did once? Now we do it over and over. So I'm just like, okay, this fucking sucks. But okay, I'll take it. I don't give a shit. And they gave her a new low, and you're like, should she really have a new low? Well, okay, it loses to sidesteps. It has no tracking. So I'm like, I don't like these changes, but okay. But then I saw that when I was playing against Reina, I was like, why can't I take my turn after she does Heaven's Wrath 3-4? You eat a Hell Sweep, and when she goes into Heaven's Wrath and she's +6, and she applies a mix-up on you, she can do a kick in this stance by pressing 3-4. She does an axe kick like this. If this hits you, you're knocked down into the ground for a guaranteed War God kick, pancake flip into Oki. This is a crucial move because it was so low risk for her. If you duck, you get creamed up your ass, right? If you sidestep and do not block, it doesn't matter what side you step, you get hit. Yeah, it's homing. It has no homing trail, but that kick is fucking homing. And it also hits grounded. With all of these properties, this fucking thing was safe at -5. But do you know what the genius did? The balancing team. Why is this -5? She shouldn't lose her turn. This should be +3. They made that move +3. You now play a mix-up game against this character where you guess correctly on an attack that does everything. It's a homing mid, guaranteed damage on hit, hits grounded, long reach. You can't backdash out of a way. You do it correctly. You call her out on it. I do a step into a guard, right? She's +3. I did everything right, and it's still her turn. I'm gonna put her in S tier. Yeah, seems very, very good. Heihachi is season 1 Heihachi. He got nothing. The most well-designed character in the game, in my opinion. His running headbutt is a funny animation to laugh at. It has almost no application. It's buffed a little bit in Ultimate Heihachi mode. It serves as a combo ender at times, but it's just trash. The only thing you'll use that's new is the new wall combo. Back 3-3, 1+2. It does more damage. And he already had very good damage. It's just that Heihachi's damage, while still huge, there's so many characters now that have obscene damage as well that it just doesn't feel as insane anymore because there are so many characters that will just almost straight up match it. I think he fits season 2 more than Kazuya because he can play range 0. Due to Devil Fist, this guy has better like range 3, like a couple of meters away. Electric and Devil Fist. But this guy plays range 0, kissing distance, 100 times better than Kazuya. And has strong defensive buttons in Sabakis, parries that are very strong. His wall pressure, his stance mix-ups, the fact that he can do untechable throws from stance. To be honest, I think Heihachi is more viable than Kazuya. He plays this meta better than Kazuya does. Lili is pretty much the same character as season 1. Her slide from crouch Full crouch down forward 3 is unseeable now. They made it faster. She has more combo damage, but so does most characters. Heat smash is now a heat move. Oh, right. She'll loop her, just like most characters, she'll loop her low heat smash multiple times now. You know what I think a problem is for Lili? So many characters have like these dumb homing moves now. Does it matter? Of course it does. Like, she has the best movement in the game. That's her best asset. She has the best movement in the game. The best thing about Lili is not an attack, it's her movement. But she finds herself in an environment now where so many characters have homing plus mids that who gives a shit if you have a good sidestep if you get blown up by OP homing buttons all the time. I'm gonna put her in A. She still has good shit. Xiaoyu is still an obnoxious fucking asshole and prick and jerk, douchebag, idiot in Heat. But I don't know, do we put this character in S? I just don't think so. Outside of her Heat, she's still Xiaoyu and has good moves, but I don't know if she can compete with the S tiers in terms of BS. Don't get me wrong, I hate playing against the character. I think she's #1 on my list of obnoxious characters, but I don't know if she's S tier. June, I think, is S tier now. Such a shame, you know. Was meant to be a defensive character. Amazing defense. Like, seriously amazing defense. But then they gave her broken offense. So it's just like, you sit there like, but what's the concept of this character? At the start, you gave her amazing defense. She has can. She has a launching Sabaki that's neutral on block. She has an amazing parry with 1,000,000 active frames. She has arguably the best whiff punish in the game in the Kazama forward 2. She also has the best 10-frame punishes in the game, be it from standing or be it from crouching. But then they give her like insane fucking offense. Strings, like legit super good fundamental tools and buttons. And then she gets, oh, she can't open up people with strong defense, so the low heat smash, now a normal heat move, so she can link it over and over. She also has an install now, so she gets a Kamehameha. When that's 100%. Kamehameha, full screen. She can do, is it 1+2? She now has a +4 on block homing mid with a ton of reach. And her combo damage is obscene. And her wall travel is obscene. One of the best wall combos in the game, I reckon. Let's see, Zafina. This one is difficult. All of the BS that Zafina always has had, like total BS. And then she has install back 1+2, so infinity reach, mid, homing, wall splat, +4 on block. Like the dumbest motherfucking move you've ever fucking seen. So, I don't know, do I put her in S? Because outside of that giga dumb attack, I don't think she's that stupid in the end. So I put her here. So the dumbest move you've ever seen. And she also can do her low heat smash multiple times. Paul is significantly better. I think he might be S. So from dive in, right, that stance, he can do a hatchet now with down forward 4. It's a very good hatchet. It knocks down on counter hit for a guaranteed down back 2 pancake flip. It's -13 on block. They buffed his heat death fist. I don't know why. It's -6 on block now. It beats power crush. I think it even beats parries. I feel like it just guard breaks everything. He does more damage now because he has a tailspin. I'm not sure he needed more damage. From dive in, he can do down forward 1 now, which is a homing natural hit launcher. That's what, like -1 on block. And I think Paul was always a little bit slept on, considering forward 2 and considering down forward 1 backsway and while sending 1-2 backsway and down forward 2. Like that stuff was always really strong. I think we should do a little bit of a distinction. Leo is definitely S. I can't think of a weakness on this character outside of slightly stubby range on down forward 1 and hell sweep. Like on certain attacks, a little bit of a range problem. And that low, down for 2-3, but it's still like arguably it's definitely one of the best lows in the game. It's not arguably. Leo can now do a low from Bok. That's -12 on block, 16 frames startup, or like 15. 20 damage low, that's like is it +4? That he can mix with a safe mid launcher. That does 1,000,000 damage. And back 1-4 now has no counterplay. Back 1 knee, typically you could step it to the right after blocking the first hit. Now there's no sidestep available. You have to block the entire string and then take the fucking mix up. One of the worst changes in Season 2. And low heat smash can be done multiple times. Yeah, I don't know what to say. Super dumb character. The question is this character S+? I don't know. Probably up here. Azucena, down forward 3-4, plus frames into Libertador. Down forward 3-4. More combo damage, right? But what else happened on the character? I'm thinking she got some nasty shit because the tier whores online are playing her. But Eddy, I have no clue. Can anyone tell me what Eddy does when he's in relax and he starts going because I'm like, I can't tell the fucking difference between string A, string B, string C, string D, string E. I can't tell the fucking difference. He just starts flailing his leg. And I'm just like, which one was that again? Leroy, when Arslan tier whore Ash tweets out saying, you know what? Lars is fucking bullshit and all. You know, fucking OP and all. That's why I play him, motherfucker. But you know what? At the top level of play, against the best in the fucking world, there seems to be a little tiny bit of counterplay. There's not a whole lot against the super broken Season 2 Lars, but there seems to be a little bit of counterplay available. So that's why I'm now a Leroy main, because he seems even more oppressive. When Arslan Ash tweets that, you know the character's probably pretty fucking good. So Leroy might be up there. So Leroy was slept on. Thank the heavens. Dusty L, the only fucking Leroy main in the world. He's a Perkele, by the way. He's from Moomintroll, Finland. He's the only Leroy main who's not a politician. Have you heard King J? Leroy can't do shit. Leroy at bottom 5. He's fucking bottom 5. He's trash. Even with all of the buffs Leroy got, I heard every single Leroy main say, he can't compete. He's bottom tier. But Dusty L, I think on patch 105, actually said, like, there's a case for him maybe being S tier. But now he has got the most annoying attack in the world. As sidestep 3-4, he does a double jump kick like this. And no matter what, it's plus into Hermit. It's like, on hit, it's super plus. And on block, it's just very plus. And now in Hermit, they thought it was a good idea to make sure all of his up forward attacks can be done from Hermit. So that means, of course, he can now orbital from Hermit. He can now do his up forward 1. And I know you guys don't know, you know fuck all about Leroy because no one plays him. But up forward 1 is a safe on block high Sabaki. He can now do that from Hermit. It's a pretty big deal, you know, if you try and jab check him. He always could do back 2, you know, to parry your ass. And he also always had the 1 button, which was also a mid Sabaki. You know, it's so fun playing against Leroy. It truly is a blast. And now when he lands down forward 3-2 on you, like Hwoarang's down 3-4, you know he has lows now. Like his homing hell sweep or his 3-4. You're never gonna duck again, ever, because he has his normal orbital accessible now. And from any launch he does, he clears like 100 plus damage. And his back 1+2 counter hit mid launcher gives unscaled in heat the full 1+2 Ipman machine gun string for like 70 damage on the wall or something. So super easy, super oppressive, 69,000 strings that are a collection of highs, mids, and lows, and you don't know what the fuck is going on. Some of the best round-ending strings in the game. Oh, mid-low, high-low, low, mid-low, stance rushdown coming out of his fucking ass. He farts out stance mix-ups and stance rushdowns. Has orbital, has super obnoxious 50-50, has 9,000 parries, has 1,000,000 damage, has a ton of chip damage, has guard breaks, has a fucking dumbass dog called Sugar. For free, gets a weapon extra rage drive mix-up once per match, where you can do either a low launcher with his fucking pimp cane or a mid launcher with his fucking pimp cane. And super oppressive frames. Did I say super oppressive frames? Oh, you blocked my machine gun punches. Drah! +6. Drah! +6. Jack can annihilate you from a launch. So if he hits you with his Gigaton Blue Spark uppercut, it's like 150 damage. I think. But Make Some Noise is gone. You know, when this patch launched, he was here. But when they nerfed Make Some Noise, he still has super annoying stance rushdown with Gamma Howl. They buffed Gamma Howl in general. And his damage is stupid as fuck. But I feel like it was mostly Make Some Noise that put him here. Is he even S tier? I don't know if I can justify S. Devil Jin got a lot of super obnoxious buffs. In Season 1, he was arguably the worst character you can play in terms of the efficiency versus... the output versus effort calculation. Tremendous amount of effort in high-level play. Not in beginner and intermediate. You just do back 3 and Samsara. Any monkey can do that. But in high-level play, the amount of effort that went in, considering the output, it never made sense. Never as strong as he was difficult. Not even close. Arguably the worst character you could play in a competitive setting, in my opinion. But, so now it's Season 2, and he got a lot of stupid fucking buffs. And he is so fucking cheap. I hate playing against Devil Jin. My personal opinion is that bullshit is king in Season 2. You want bullshit. I think, to be honest, I'm gonna put him above Kazuya and Heihachi. Even though he still has pretty lackluster mids, especially in heat. But they did buff back 1+2. That is now seriously plus. And Downward 1-2 is a natural now. Downward 1 alone is still a clunky shit poke, but Downward 1-2 is a natural. Downward 1-4 for a mix-up. I mean, there's so many buffs on this guy, I don't even know where to fucking start. Downward 1-4, the kick on counter hit, he jumps into Morning Crow, gets Tormentor into back 4, 63 damage into Pancake Flip Oki. Tormentor now launches a normal hit. Tormentor now staggers on fucking hit on the ground into a guaranteed back 4 no matter what. No wall required even in the fucking neutral. His Hell Sweep now in heat can do 85 damage. His Hell Sweep now, if he's not in heat, CD44 is +7. While standing 4-4 is also +7. If he does his normal Hell Sweep at the wall and he's not in heat, he can heat burst into the new Hell Sweep into a guaranteed back 4 for like 50 fucking damage into a back turn pancake flip, and now he can immediately start charging the cheapest fucking move in the game as you're trying to scramble back up to your feet again. What did I miss? Oh, back 4 2-3, mid-high wall splat that tracks to both sides, that goes into Morning Crow. His Morning Crow 2 is now safe on block. Yes, you heard me correctly. From Morning Crow now, he has a safe homing mid option, -9 on block. Can still choose to do the second hit for mix-up utility. His Morning Crow Heat Smash, remember that fun, untechable throw? You remember how fun that was? When he Morning Crows up your fucking pee hole, and you're looking for the 2-2 launching option, or you're looking for an untechable throw, That now doesn't end his heat. It's not a heat smash anymore. It's a normal heat move. So over and over now, he will loop this sequence on you. I feel like you have to be a serious down player on Devil Jin now to complain, in my opinion. And then you have everything that made him obnoxious in Season 1. With his fucking evasion. With his goddamn guard breaks. Perfect throw game. Tricky utility. Lidia seems to be same old. Has a nice new homing high that does a lot on a normal hit. It just seems the same, except they juiced up her fucking heat. And they juiced up her combos. The heat 50-50 that already was single player. There's no counterplay available. It's the same, but it's stronger. It's more potent. And then her combos are more potent. She has 1,000,001 ways of resplatting you mid-combo. But, I mean, I don't know. I don't see her being giga stronger. Yeah. I guess we'll see. Lars is S+. I mean, I made a video on the character. I don't know if I'm gonna spend too much time detailing this. We're almost done with the list. And it's been an hour and a half. So I did this twice as fast as I usually do, which is impressive. Mix-up situations with Lars, stance mix-ups that used to have obvious counterplay no longer have obvious counterplay. They are straight up mix-ups now. So what used to be fake mix-ups are true mix-ups. He also has multiple mix-up situations where even if you guess correctly, you get no reward and he does not stop. He mixes you up yet again. One mix-up, oh, I guess correctly, he's gonna do C. He's gonna do option C. You call it correctly. And you block option C while he's mixing again. You better guess correctly again. Infinity Heat. Forget about the Infinity War. Infinity Lars. Any stance transition he does regains heat. And this is a character that can stance transition like this. Boop, 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 boop. So heat. His combos are among the best in the game. And they got better with multiple tailspin options. Raven seems better for sure. How do I even explain this so someone understands? No one fucking plays Raven. You know that teleport where he jumps up in the air and he comes down? He can choose now to do it into a crouch, into back turned, or front facing. And here he has a new low from back turn that he can mix with that immediately goes into teleport again, so he can just loop it, and then he can suddenly choose to go down into a crouch and launch you with while standing 1. For example, I believe he also got better combos. They buffed his slide from I shit myself stance. When he does that, you know, he can do a slide. That's no longer launch punishable. It used to be -16. It's now -14. He can also loop his hell sweep into itself over and over. Oh, Core Circle Forward 1+2. They gave him a Patricide Fist. Core Circle Forward 1+2. You know, he does his Core Circle Forward where he slides in. There he can do his hell sweep. He can do all kinds of mix-ups. But now he can do a mid, double mid, bam. Used to be -9. It's now +5 on block, and it's like a 30 damage wall splat. So that's a pretty significant buff. I also believe that all of his clones went from -14 to -13. Universally. I think that happened, which is also a pretty big deal for him. But outside of that, like, I don't know. He seems better, which is why he's A now. He's not B. To be honest, this tier does not exist anymore. I realized. So A+, S, S+. This is the balancing currently, I would say. Oh, and then this guy. Asuka is a nightmare. Asuka is a fucking nightmare. It used to be fun to play against. Again, it's an example of a character that played defense, but struggled opening you up, so give her infinity frames, give her beats every option select, garbage mix-ups. Okay, so let's just do a quick, like, sweep. I don't know how much I can even order these characters right now, considering it's still so fresh, Season 2. I think I'm gonna leave it something like this. I don't want to be too specific anyway. Don't take the placements too seriously. And now it looks dumb because you're like, oh my god, he's putting his own characters in bottom 5. But the reality is they're still A+. That's what's so fucked up about Season 2. It's like everyone is so good. except for that guy. But yeah, that's gonna be my tier list. Hope you all enjoyed it. Was fun making. I feel like this is sort of where things are right now. But again, take it with a huge pinch of salt. There's a few of these characters I haven't labbed that much. And Season 2 is kind of a mess. And we have a patch coming soon. I really hope it's a big one. I hope it's a big old patch. Because holy shit, do we have things to fix. I gotta say, I will start laughing uncontrollably. Uncontrollably. If it turns out that the patch list, it's not nerfs, it's buffs to all of these characters. So they can be just as fucking dumb as these guys. That's when I think even a 30-year Tekken player is gonna go like, do I boot this game right now or do I boot Street Fighter 6? But yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Had fun making it. Hope you all have a great rest of your day. Thanks for listening to me. Take care.